Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tea&Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So before starting the video, I need to show you all the items that I will be using in this project here. So I'm using Casting Craft White, and then both of these inks are from Octopus. Purple is choice of my color, you can use any other, and then I am using Octopus White Alcohol ink. In this container I will be making a mixture here. So this technique is basically an Iranian technique because I was searching for it, and I did a lot of research on this. So basically the thing is that they use Iranian alcohol ink for this technique, and it's a company, I will mention the company above here. So I couldn't find this company online. So what I did here is that I added casting craft pigment into the container, and then I added, you can see, alcohol ink by Octopus, and I'm making a liquid here. It's you can see a very thick liquid, but still it's because I have added alcohol ink, white alcohol ink, and then the casting craft. You have to make this mixture. So wherever I have seen this Iranian technique, they are using the specific ink from Iran, the alcohol ink. So make sure you have a surface that is flat, it's well balanced for this technique. And what I'm doing here is I have taken let's resin, and I am taking a little bit amount of resin here, and to this resin I will be adding this casting craft. So it's just a simple mixing of white pigment paste into the resin here. So it should be opaque. You don't need a translucent or milky sort of color here. It should be opaque. So this is the base layer. So this was actually the first one that I was trying. I really wanted to show you this one also, so that's why I'm including this in the video. And also I want to show you that it's not possible to succeed every time. So that's the main reason. So what I'm doing here is I have poured the white resin in onto this trinket dish here, and now I'm just using my heat gun to move the resin into the dish so that the bubbles are removed and it's easy to reach all the corners of this tray. So all the tutorials that I find for this technique are in their Iranian language, and it's very difficult to understand what they are saying. So I just watched it and trying myself here. So there is a golden color in between the effect that I see. So this is something I'm trying myself. So here I'm taking a copper alcohol ink here, and I'm just adding these drops now. So onto this drop, I will be adding drops of my alcohol ink. So here you can use any color you want. So I have taken Octopus alcohol ink here. You can use any other company. It's really not a big deal. But one thing important is that your surface should be flat, and the creation that you're making on it should be balanced. And this was missed, but I found it. So here you can see the alcohol ink is spreading itself into the white resin. So at the moment I'm leaving this project like this. So on to the second project, because I have mixed enough resin, so I thought why not try on different surfaces. So this is my old coaster and I'm just reusing it. So again I'm doing the same. I will be spreading my white resin onto this. So here I have poured the white onto this coaster, and now it's on to the next step. And the next step is that on this coaster I will be not adding any golden or copper alcohol ink. I will be using normal inks, just adding drop of purple at different places. So you need to leave a little bit of gap in between the and in drops. Some videos I see that they don't care about the distance in between the drops. They just simply do the drops and good to go. So now I will be using that mixture that I showed you in the start of the video, how to make it. So with the help of a dropper, I will be adding one drop of white on top of this purple alcohol ink. And one thing I want to tell you that from my experiment that you have to wait for your resin to have a honey-like consistency. Yes, you hear me right. If you do this on a runny resin, this will go everywhere and you will don't have any design, and I will show you that in a minute. Because first one I did by this technique and it ruined because my resin was too liquid, or you can say too thin. So you need to wait a little bit for your resin to get on the thicker side. So you can see this is looking so lovely, but things do change very fast. So I didn't adding drops of white to that tray that over there. So I'm basically doing that to this tray. I'm adding the drops of white, doing the same thing as I'm showing you here. So I'm making two projects at the same time. So I mixed the same resin and I did the tray first, and second I'm doing this coaster. So this coaster was done a bit later, so that's why I know that I have a honey-like consistency of this resin at the moment. So it's working good on this one. Still it's not too perfect, but it's not bad. So this is how the first one looking like. It's at the moment it's looking pretty. It's like flowers, mini flowers blooming. So I'm loving this effect, but alcohol ink do changes its shape very fast. So I'm just showing you this one again here. You can see the cells are, at the moment I'm going to say cells, they are squeezing. So this is totally an experimental video here. I am myself seeing this first time. So after adding the first drop, I waited around 10 minutes and then I'm doing the second drop. Or you can say second round of white pigment into these cells. So you can see there is a bit disturbance on the top part here. So the inks are doing their thing at the moment. And I will leave this to cure and I will see you next day. Let's see how this turns out. So this is the next day and I can see that I have gotten some success, but still it's not the design I'm going for. But I thought, why not use some Posca pens to create the effect here. So I'm just cleaning it with tissue paper, and now I will be adding these pens to form it into a geode. So my little one decided to help me as well. So with the help of a white Posca pen, I'm making some, you can say, geode lines. So this was actually really satisfying. I totally enjoyed making these lines. While I was making them, if I have used a brown color, these could totally look like ammonite. So I really didn't know how this looks like. It's totally an experimental mode. I will be working on this technique and hopefully I can try it and do it correctly. So after adding the white lines, I am using now the golden Posca pen. So after adding the golden lines, it's looking really pretty. I will show you that in a moment. So it's done now, and this is how it's looking like, and I'm loving it. It's looking beautiful with these added lines. So now it's time to do the top coat to bring out the beauty more. So here I will be doing the top coat. Although I didn't get the effect I was looking for, but still it's looking pretty and I'm happy about it. So after adding the resin, I'm using my heat gun and I am moving my resin all around to remove the air bubbles. So a lot of the time I do get asked questions that what resin I use for top coat. I do tell you again and again that I use the same resin that I used to make coasters with. So it's a low viscosity, heat resistant resin. So with that I do the top coat. So I did use lettuce resin here, so I'm doing the top coat with the lettuce resin, same resin, nothing special here. So after doing that, I will be just moving all the resin onto the edges. Also for the tray, please do check the pictures in the last if you want to see how the tray turned out. So this is the final step done, and I will leave this to cure and see you next day. It's already done, so let's see how this looks like. So this is the final look, and as you have seen that it's already turned out to be a beauty. I love it, but still I will be practicing the technique here, but it is a fun technique. So I will link the technique name in my description. It's actually in Iranian language. So if you like to see and do more research on this technique, you can do it by yourself. And also if you have any suggestions for me, please do let me know in comments. So like, subscribe and share. Thumbs up if you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And to take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.